this section, we talk about why many people feel lost in today's world. We live in a time full of noise, full of choice, and full of distraction. Our minds are always busy, but our hearts often feel empty. We have many things, but we do not feel satisfaction. We have information, but we do not feel wisdom. We have comfort, but we do not feel purpose. Many people wake up and feel confused. They ask, "What should I do with my life?" They ask, "Why do I feel lost?" They ask, "Why do I feel no motivation?" These questions are very common in the modern world. This is not because people are weak. It is because the world around us is full of distractions. Our attention is pulled in many directions. Our time is taken by things that do not matter. Our minds are filled with noise. The human brain was not designed for this level of stimulation. Every day, we receive messages, notifications, videos, sounds, and images. Every second, something tries to take our attention. This destroys our focus. This weakens our discipline. This makes our purpose unclear. In the past, life was simple. People worked, rested, ate, talked, and slept. There were no phones, no social media, no constant noise. But today, we live in a world of endless distraction. We scroll, we watch, we click, we switch from one thing to another. Our minds become tired. Our energy becomes low. Our purpose becomes lost. Distraction is not just around us. Distraction enters inside us. It changes how we think. It changes how we feel. It changes how we make choices. When we are distracted, we think less. When we are distracted, we feel confused. When we are distracted, we cannot see our purpose clearly. You might wake up and check your phone before you even think. You might compare your life with the lives of others. You might feel pressure to do things you do not want. You might feel behind. You might feel disappointed. You might feel empty. The mind becomes lost when it follows noise instead of purpose. One big reason for this is dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical in the brain. It gives us a feeling of reward. When you get a notification, your brain gives you a little dopamine. When you scroll on your phone, your brain gives you more dopamine. When you watch one more video, your brain gives you even more. Dopamine is not bad, but too much dopamine makes the mind weak. It makes difficult tasks feel harder. It makes meaningful tasks feel boring. It makes purpose feel far away. This is why it is hard to study. This is why it is hard to read. This is why it is hard to stay focused. This is why it is hard to find purpose. Our world gives us pleasure, but our world does not give us meaning. Pleasure is easy. Meaning is slow. Pleasure is instant. Purpose is deep. Pleasure makes you feel good now. Purpose makes you grow in the long term. The problem is that many people choose pleasure over purpose. They choose comfort over meaning. They choose distraction over direction. When this happens every day, the mind slowly loses strength. The mind slowly loses clarity. The mind slowly loses discipline. And the mind slowly loses purpose. Philosophers warned us about this thousands of years ago. Socrates said, "Beware the barrenness of a busy life." This means a life full of activity can still feel empty. You can be busy but not purposeful. You can move a lot but go nowhere. The Stoics also warned us. They said that the mind must be trained. They said that we must control our attention. They said that we must avoid wasting time. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You become what you give your attention to." This is a powerful truth. If you give your attention to chaos, your mind becomes chaotic. If you give your attention to noise, your mind becomes noisy. If you give your attention to distractions, your life becomes distracted. But if you give your attention to purpose, your life becomes meaningful. If you give your attention to growth, your life becomes strong. If you give your attention to discipline, your life becomes clear. Another reason people feel lost in today's world is comparison. We compare ourselves to others every day. We compare our looks. We compare our jobs. We compare our success. We compare our life path. Social media shows us only the best parts of other people's lives, but it does not show their struggles. It does not show their sadness. It does not show their failures. When we compare our real life to someone else's perfect picture, we feel small. We feel behind. Comparison kills purpose, because purpose grows from inside, not outside. Stoicism teaches us that comparison is a trap. Epictetus said, "You are not your body or your possessions, but your choices." Your purpose is in your choices, not in how you look, not in what you own, not in what others think. Modern life also brings too many choices. When choices are too many, the mind becomes confused. Choosing becomes difficult. Deciding becomes exhausting. We feel pressure to pick the perfect path. And because we fear choosing wrong, we choose nothing. We stay still. We feel stuck. This is called decision paralysis. It makes people freeze. It makes people delay. It makes people lose direction. Another reason people feel lost is information overload. We know too much but understand too little. We hear many voices but listen to nothing. We read many things but learn nothing deeply. Wisdom takes time. Purpose takes reflection. Meaning takes silence. But the modern world gives us noise, not silence. The Stoics believed that silence is important. Silence helps you meet yourself. Silence helps you see your thoughts clearly. Silence helps you find your purpose. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." If your mind is in many places, you cannot be present. You cannot focus. You cannot grow. Many people also feel lost because they live on autopilot. They wake up, work, eat, look at screens, and sleep. Every day feels the same. There is no reflection, no questioning, no deep thought. Life becomes a routine without meaning, a path without direction, a story without purpose. Purpose requires awareness. Purpose requires thinking. Purpose requires understanding yourself. But the modern world pushes people into mindless living. The final reason we feel lost in a distracted world is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of failing. Fear of being judged. Fear of choosing wrong. Fear of being different. Fear stops people from exploring their purpose. Fear keeps people in comfort. Fear keeps people small. But comfort without growth leads to emptiness. A life without challenge cannot build purpose. A life without struggle cannot build meaning. Viktor Frankl said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Purpose begins when you start to change yourself. Purpose begins when you step out of comfort. Purpose begins when you stop running from fear. Many people try to find purpose in the wrong places. They try to find purpose in things. They try to find purpose in success. They try to find purpose in attention. But purpose cannot be found in the external world. Purpose is an inner direction. Purpose is a deeper voice. Purpose is a personal meaning. Purpose comes from your values, not from your environment. This is why, in a distracted world, we must return to stillness. We must return to reflection. We must return to deep thought. We must return to ourselves. You feel lost because the world is loud. You feel lost because the world is fast. You feel lost because the world is full of noise. But your purpose is quiet. Your purpose is slow. Your purpose is deep. Your purpose is inside you. To hear your purpose, you must create silence. To see your purpose, you must remove distractions. To live your purpose, you must control your attention. Your attention is your life. What you focus on grows. What you ignore fades. When you give your attention to distractions, distractions grow. When you give your attention to purpose, purpose grows. Feeling lost is not a failure. Feeling lost is a signal. It is the mind saying, I need clarity. It is the heart saying, I need meaning. It is the soul saying, I need direction. You can find your direction again by removing distractions, by choosing silence, by thinking deeply, by knowing yourself, by building discipline, by focusing on what truly matters. This is the end of Section 2.